What's going on, guys? Phil here from Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube with a quick comparison video of two wheels that basically look almost the exact same. So we have the TIS 544V and BM and all the other different color variations, but it's the 544 is the base of it. Then we also have the TIS Forged F51, and you're gonna see there's also variations of that as far as what colors and finishes they come in. So they look almost identical. They're made by the same people, so what's the deal? What are the differences? Obviously, the biggest one is that the TIS 544 is going to be cast, whereas the F51 is going to be forged. So what is the difference there? A cast wheel is basically made by pouring molten metal or using pressurized molten metal in a mold that then creates this rough shape of the wheel, where they then go through, mill it, finish it, and turn it into what you see here. Whereas a forged wheel is made from a solid piece of aluminum. So it's basically one giant puck of aluminum that they then use a lot of heat and pressure to compress down and then machine out, CNC machine the entire wheel basically from that single puck of aluminum. And those are the main differences as far as how they're made. So a forged wheel is typically going to be stronger just because it's a forged material, so stronger than your cast variant. But with that increased strength and the increased cost of manufacturing also means that a forged wheel is going to cost you significantly more than a cast wheel. So other than material, we'll talk about some of the differences between the two and why this one's really good if you're trying to ball for the gram, and this one's really good if you actually want a super high quality forged wheel. So in the cast wheel, this is what most people are buying. This is basically the #1 wheel that we've seen within the last 90 days as far as sales numbers go, and that's using actual data from people that are buying wheels off of the website. So I guess just keep that in mind. But style-wise, it looks the exact same on both wheels. It's basically this tipped directional looking wheel. However, in the cast wheel, they are not true directional, which means on one side of your vehicle, they're going to be digging, and on the other side, they're going to be swooping. Now this one is obviously black and milled, so the one thing to point out with this one as compared to the forged is these little tiny like D windows inside the spoke closest to the center of the wheel. Has that black powder coat or black paint in the center, and it's just milled all the way around the edge, whereas on the forged wheel it's a little bit different. I'll explain that one in just a second. The other thing too is that this is a covered cap, so regardless of if you get a 5-lug or a 6-lug or it's dual drilled, you're going to get an 8-lug looking center cap. So they have these fake plastic nuts on here that actually do screw on. So if you wanted to get the spiked plastic caps that come with this, you can, and screw that on, so you kind of have like a spike lug nut look, but it's not quite the same. They don't stick out very far. Again, that's just, I guess, something to keep in mind if you're looking at the cast version versus the forged version and what you get for the price. On the outside of the lip, you'll see that this says TIS Off-Road, whereas the forged one says TIS Forged. And then what everybody wants to know is obviously what's the cost and how big is the lip. So as far as pricing goes, the cast wheel is going to come in a ton of different sizes, as low as a 17 by 8 all the way up to a 26 by 14. The example we're going to use is a 24 by 14, and that comes in at $1,500. So that's actually a really, really affordable price for a set of 4 wheels. That also does include free shipping if you're in the lower 48 states. And then what you're getting for that on the 14 wides, if you measure out the lip, and we're actually using a tape measure because so many people got mad when we used a $100 bill, it's 7 3/4. So it's still a pretty huge lip, but if I come over to the forged wheel and measure the lip on this one, now this is also a 14 wide, you'll see that the lip is about 8.5 inches. So 3/4 of an inch more when you step up to the forged wheel. And why is that? It's basically because they're able to push this back a little further just because of the strength of the material, and the spokes themselves are thinner so that you don't have as much material protruding out, which is able to give you then that bigger lip because this is just such a flat face. Other style changes, like I said, it says TIS Forged on the lip rather than TIS Off-Road, and it's only in these 2 places. They did get rid of rivets on here, so it's a little bit of a cleaner look. And then what I was talking about before with those D windows on the forged wheel is completely milled out. So there is nothing in between there. It's just basically that raw aluminum look. This is cleared over so that you can run this through the winter and not have to worry about any oxidization problems there. Center cap is still plastic on this forged wheel. Some of them are billet, but not from TIS. And then this is open or exposed lug nuts, so you could run spike lug nuts on this one. And then directional. So you'll see that these two wheels are facing opposite directions. The TIS Forged wheels do come with a left and a right, so you can put them on your truck and basically choose whether you want to be digging or swooping. The Forged wheels do come in a smaller variety of sizes just because the Forged market basically is only going to buy those big sizes. So they start at 22s and go up to 24. So it's the 22 by 12, 22 by 14, and then 24 by 14. Those 22 by 14s are going to come in at about $3,590, so just short of $3,600. So obviously it's a significant cost increase to jump up to the Forged, and basically what you're paying for is the difference in material and just how long it takes to make these things. That's where that extra cost comes from. Now, as far as finishes go, Forged is only available in the raw polished finish or this black and milled finish, whereas the cast one you can get in chrome, black and milled, and red. So there's a couple more color options with the 544. The red finish is actually exclusive only to Custom Offsets and the Custom Offsets brand, so we're the only ones that can sell you that custom red finish. So if you are interested in any of these wheels, the Forged version or the cast version, you can come out to CustomOffsets.com and check those out. We'll have the links for you in the description. Peace.